everybody.
Happy Monday morning to you out there.
Happy Monday morning.
Guess what?
What?
It's the Rise and Shine Show with Sea Lake Journeys.
Is that what it is?
That's what I've heard tell anyway.
So we want to welcome all of our subscribers, all of our viewers, all of our hashtag Team Replay, all of our people joining us from Facebook, and the lurkers.
And don't forget those wonderful, fabulous members of ours.
That's right. So we kind of designed this morning show that you can be listening while doing other things. We will keep you informed with what's going on in the chat, what's going on in Chet's head, and everything in between.
Yeah, and this morning, I think, you know what they're doing this morning?
What are they doing this morning?
Dribbling coconuts.
Dribble. Wait a minute. I didn't know coconuts bounced.
I tell you, you got to be really good to do that. So we got some really skilled people out there in the chat this morning that can dribble coconuts.
Is that what it is? So
give it a whirl, y'all.
if you are an excellent coconut dribbler, please let us know.
Yeah, send photos if you would. We'll put you on our show. And I'll even give you a squeaky.
And those of you that support us by watching those commercials, we appreciate you so very much. But if you're ever stuck in a 3-minute commercial, just go ahead and click skip ad. But we really do appreciate you guys supporting us by watching those ads.
I mean, unless you need some furniture, we got a great looking couch over here this morning on the commercial. It's a Lazy Boy Furniture Gallery commercial. How about that?
So we usually have 2 computers going on at once so that we can look for links or things like that if we need to. And so that computer over there always plays the commercial. So we know exactly where you're coming from. But we appreciate you so very much. So what is our topic today, Chet?
What is our topic today? Something about, dangerous excursions.
Are excursions dangerous?
Are they dangerous?
So we're going to fill you in on something that we watched this weekend. It was actually a documentary, but it was some passengers from a cruise ship.
That's right.
And other people too, but passengers from a cruise ship. And so we're going to talk about, have you ever, first of all, do you think excursions are dangerous? Number 2, have you ever been on an excursion where halfway through the excursion you thought, oh, we could be in some trouble here? Or have you ever been on an excursion where you knew you were in some trouble? So we have done some excursions where we felt perfectly, totally safe. We have done more than one excursion where it was like, Chet,
we survived this one.
Yes, I think we got ourselves into quite a pickle, and we got to stick together and make sure we get out of this okay.
But you know what? The one clue that you're always going to have is you have to sign a waiver. If
Yeah.
you are signing
Which
a
means
waiver,
absolutely nothing.
if you are signing a waiver, that's a clue. Okay, that's a clue.
And this is the thing. As Americans, we really assume everything is as safe in other countries as it is in America, and it's not. It's just not. We have been on some excursions where there is no way on God's green earth America will let you do that.
And we're going to talk about some of those after we greet all of y'all in the chat.
That's right. So let's see who all is in the chat. So Law Jones, he brings us our day of the day. So first we want to say good morning to Law Jones.
Actually, he's going to bring us the quote of the day.
I'm sorry. What did I say?
The day of the day.
The day of the day.
That's Tanisha from Leonard Family Fun.
So sorry, you guys. Law Jones brings us our quote of the day. And today I do believe he has 2.
That's right. And the first one is, never love anyone who treats you like you're ordinary. That's from Oscar Wilde. Hey, do I treat you like you're ordinary?
No.
There you go.
You treat me like there's some fantasy in your head.
You know it. And it's a good one. Law Jones has another quote for us. It's, fear is a reaction. Courage is a decision, from Gina Rodriguez.
So going back to excursions, fear is a reaction. So if you are on an excursion and you are truly having fear, that's your decision. Do you need to go forward? Do you need to stop? Do you need to say, hey, I should not do this? This is another thing. If you ever get yourself on an excursion where in the middle of the excursion, you're like, I'm not doing this. Stop thinking about the money that you spent and the money you're not going to get back. You are more important than all of the money in the world.
Yeah, we did that once. We was doing the Stingray tour down there in Grand Cayman. I was having a good time, as you can tell from our thumbnail. That's me down there holding that big old Stingray, right?
And I got scared.
She was taking the picture, by the way.
So I got scared because there were so many stingray in the water and they rubbed up on you like cats. And shortly after we did that excursion is when the gentleman
Steve Irwin
Steve Irwin died from a stingray sting.
Yeah, the crocodile hunter. Can you imagine that? This guy's around wild animals all the time, and he gets killed by a stingray.
So we are in a boat that goes out to a sandbar in the middle of the ocean. Okay. It's not in a protected area. Their stingers haven't been removed, nothing like that. I got very afraid and I got back in the boat. I did everything I could do to get Chet out of the water, but he would not come.
Oh, I wanted to hold that giant stingray.
What are you going to do with that?
It was great.
Good morning, Bamanola.
Bamanola, good morning to you.
And good morning to the Gaylords.
Hey, everyone, they're out driving this morning. Good morning to you, John, out there driving.
And good morning to Net. She says she misses us. We miss you too, honey. It has been so crazy busy in our personal lives that we've not been on YouTube as much as we would like to be, but we miss you too, baby.
I'm going to give you squeaky. How about that?
And good morning to James.
James, good morning to you.
And TNT's Adventures to See.
And let Tom and Terry say hello to all you wonderful people out there.
And good morning to Cruising for One.
Good morning to you, Cruising for One, Jeffrey.
And good morning to Ocean Travel.
Hey, he's getting his first, check this out, his first 20-ounce coffee. How are you all doing this fine Monday morning?
Because it's like 4 a.m. out there.
I know, it's really early. And that's why you got to have more than one 20-ounce coffee.
And good morning to that Fearless Rambler.
Good morning, Fearless.
And good morning to that beautiful Shanster.
Hey, that's Shanster. Where is she? I don't see her up on the chat.
I'm sorry.
She's clicking.
Sorry.
Shanster says hello to everyone out there, too. Good morning.
And good morning to Captain Billy.
Ahoy there, Captain Billy. I know he's only like 5 or 6 days away from his cruise coming up.
Yes. And get your warm welcomes out because we have someone new in our chat.
Oh, let's do it.
All give a warm sea leg journey welcome to Adventure Time with Jim and Crystal.
Good morning. Woo! Welcome to Sea Lake Journeys.
Welcome to the chat.
The most fun you can have without food.
Without food. I apologize, but Ringo, obviously someone's taking a walk, their dog or something.
Or squirrels
down the street.
Out there.
There's no telling.
A leaf blew by.
And let me see who else is here in the chat. Let's say good morning to
the astute tourist, Jimmy. Good morning to you, Jimmy. He has a show at 6 o'clock in the mornings. So I was actually over there hanging out with Jimmy this morning.
And good morning to Randa Cedar.
Randa Cedar, good morning to you.
So she got a new pup.
You got a new puppy.
And he did not want to take a bath.
No, he didn't.
He was not all about that bath. We're going to go back and make sure we leave you a good comment. We were watching that before our show this morning. But we're definitely going to go back and leave you a comment.
Yep.
Let's see.
And I think she's thinking about coming on a cruise with us too.
Is she?
I think so. Randa Cedar, weren't you thinking about coming on that group cruise with us?
And good morning to Destination Fun.
Destination Fun. Good morning to you.
Good morning. So I think unless we got some other people coming up in the chat. Oh, good morning to Paul.
Good morning. That's the PSV Odyssey driving and listening. We have a lot of people driving and listening to us. That's great. We're like your morning radio show that we used to listen to growing up as kids.
There you go. Why don't you go ahead and start our topic?
Hey, our topic is dangerous excursions. Are they dangerous? We've already talked about those stingray tours. One of them killed, Steve Irwin, the crocodile hunter, and we've been on them, and I didn't feel like it was dangerous at the time, but she did, so she got out of the boat. So sometimes you got to use your own sense, and that's one of the things we want to point out to you. If you feel like it's dangerous, even though you've paid the money, even though you're there, you can say, hey, I don't think I really want to do that. I think I'll stand over here and watch everybody else be crazy today. So don't think you got up there that you have to do it. Here's some other fun ones too. Climbing Mayan ruins. Now this one's the one I felt was a little hairy. We went all the way to the top of this giant Mayan ruins in Belize, right? And everybody down there looked like little ants walking around on the ground. And
I went out all the way to the edge, and I'm standing way out on the edge, and Chet is up against the wall going, "Get back here, Robin, get back here."
Against the wall, there is not 24 inches between the wall and the edge, okay? So I'm standing at the wall, and she's standing with her back at the edge, want me to take her picture. I'm like,
come here.
Well, come here. I could have grabbed her right from where I was standing. She was still that close, but she was on the edge, and I was back against the little wall thing. That was hairy because those rocks were slick and it was a little bit, humid. So that makes them even more slippery. Mm-hmm. And they're uneven steps. Some of them are this high, some are this high, some are only got this much of a foothold, and some of them got this much. There's no handrails, no rope, no nothing.
No, nothing.
You got to go up there. You're either a billy goat or you're crazy.
Billy goats.
So we were crazy. We were younger back then. So we went, yeah, let's go up there. And then, yeah.
Okay, so let's say hello to some people that have joined us in the chat.
Okay, who else we got here
go.
this morning? We got Addicted to Ships. Love that name. Good morning to you.
We're addicted to ships too.
Yes, we are. There's Sharon Rowland. Good morning, Sharon. Woo!
Here we go. We got to go.
Oh, Chancellor says, I have to sign a waiver on most of my excursions.
Yes.
Yeah, we do too, Chancellor. The Stu Tourist says, I would think that cruise line excursions would be safer than not.
Okay, so we're going to come back to that point in just a minute.
That's a good thought there, Jimmy. Yeah.
Here we go. We got to get through them.
Scott says, good morning, Sea Journeys, driving and listening. See, we got a lot of drivers. Belize, I am staying on the ship.
And here's an example. If you put up hashtag SLJ in our chat, Nightbot will share your link. It is the only thing that Nightbot does to us. We do have moderators in the chat that would be more than glad to help you with anything that you would like to know. But Nightbot, I've taken that off of our moderators so they can have more time socializing with you guys.
Gypsy and Vanilla Grill say, happy Marchland Monday.
Woo!
Thanks for that, guys. Laura from Huddle Adventures is here saying, good morning to everybody out there. Good morning to you, Laura. Fearless Rambler, kissing a stingray was good for me, but not much for it. It gave me a wrinkle face. Chancellor says, stingrays are so soft, but they are ocean wildlife.
They're wildlife. You've got to remember they're wildlife. Even animals in a zoo have wild nature instincts. Yes. Here we go.
See me traveling. Good morning to you, Kurt and Marcia. Good morning, Rise and Shine chat crew. Safe travels. Woo-hoo! On deck with CB's here. Good morning to you. Grading papers. Grading papers while listening.
Hey, there you
wow.
go.
Hey, that's great stuff.
That's right.
Yo. Eddie Lugo is in the house. Good morning to you, Eddie.
That's right. Okay, so we're going to go back to the comment. I forget whose comment was about
the Stu Tourist.
Okay, about dangerous things. So we watched a documentary, and this was in New Zealand, and there were a lot of people on this excursion. Some of the people on the excursion were in New Zealand and just purchased the excursion as a person staying at a resort. Some were just visiting, and some of them were passengers from a cruise ship.
And some were local residents that just wanted to go out there, like local residents go to Disney World in Florida.
So first of all, when we saw the excursion, Chet and I looked at each other and said, yes, we would do that.
We definitely would.
We would so do that.
Let's do it now, we said.
So the excursion was, you took a boat from the mainland to an island.
Or a helicopter.
And it was a 90-minute ride from the mainland to the island on the boat, okay?
20-minute by the helicopter.
Right. And so you could either take the helicopter and land on the island, or the boat, and you would pull up to the island, and you would take a dinghy from the boat to the island pier. Okay. And what it is an island. The only thing on the island is an active volcano.
It's called White Island.
So we said, yes, we would do this. So what it is you get off of your port of your method of transportation, and you take a little trail up to the lake, which is a bubbling lake because it's an active volcano, and you see all of the things that a volcano has to offer.
All the sulfur and smoke coming out of the water, bubbling in the ground. And
then when you get right up to the rim of the lake, they give you gas mask, and you can only stay there for 2 minutes because it's too dangerous for you to stand there because of the heat from this steam and everything.
And the sulfur is too strong, yeah.
Well, what happens is there were 3 groups on the island, 41 people, okay? The 2 groups of 20 were from the boats, and the one group, the smaller group, was from the helicopter. I believe you can only take 5 passengers, something like that.
Yeah, 4 or 5, yeah.
So the one group from the helicopter, they were near their helicopter. One group from the boat was at the rim of the lake, and another group from the boat had already passed the rim of the lake and were headed back, passing the helicopter.
Yes.
When the volcano erupted. And they did the best they could with getting the people off the island. 9 people remained on the island because they were deceased. 21 people got off the island first, and 21 people were left behind for some type of emergency people to come pick them up. They experienced burns over 90% of their body.
Yeah, and they ranged between 45 and 90% of their body. Ended up 22 of the people died.
Right.
9 of the people never left the island, like she said, and some of the ones that did leave, the people knew they were going to be dead before they even got back to shore.
And we're talking whole families. There were families on this excursion.
3 or 4 people, husband, wife, and grandma and grandpa was wherever with them, and
And 2 of the passengers from the cruise ship happened to be a Royal Caribbean cruise ship, and it's no fault to Royal Caribbean at all. No fault to the people on the shore excursion that did shore excursion. This is nature.
Because they signed a waiver, just like you do on shore excursions. You sign waivers.
And the couple that from the cruise ship were on their honeymoon.
Yes, their honeymoon.
So
they are scarred. I mean, you wouldn't believe the scars on them. It's for life.
Right. For the rest of their life.
And that was in 2019 when this happened. Now it's 2023. They're still doing one surgery a month, trying to recover their skin all over their body.
So currently it is a documentary on Netflix.
Check that out.
You need to check it out. I'm not trying to make you afraid of excursions, but
that
nature is nature. And we cannot control nature. And then at the end of the documentary, they said that no one has taken blame. Who's going to take blame for nature?
I think the volcano should take the blame. How about that? Because it was a volcano after all that erupted.
So let's see what's going on in the chat because of that. Okay. Here we go.
TNT says excursions should be like visiting any city. Always be aware of your surroundings and be safe. Yes, you got to make your own decision, And Captain Billy says, Sharon, back to work on Mondays. This is going to be the longest work week before cruise day.
I'm sure.
I guarantee you it is. That is so true. Bone Tired is here. Good morning. Peeking in from work, waiting to leave. Hey, we'll leave work with you. How about that?
There
and ride along with you home.
And Chet and I have also been on some shore excursions. We did a private excursion one time because we'd been to Cozumel many times, and we did a horseback riding excursion that was private. It was only me and Chet and a tour guide. We got out in the middle of nowhere and we said, you know what?
This wasn't a good idea.
This is not a good idea. We have
He could have had 4 guys out there waiting to rob us and kill us and leave us out there in the middle of nowhere. We learned a lesson. So don't do that.
Don't do that. It's Randacita.
I am planning that group cruise. All right.
Yay!
I'm planning that group cruise. Have to finish planning 2 others first.
So when you plan, we do have a group cruise out there. It is we are the host as well as TNT and Ocean to Ocean Travel. So to book our group cruise, contact ocean2oceantravel.com.
Bruce at Ocean to Ocean Travel. Because otherwise you won't be part of the group. So make sure if you want to be part of that.
His email is Bruce at. Yeah. And I'm putting his link for I just put up his link for his website to be able to book the channel.
Yes.
Okay. To be able to book the cruise. Sorry.
You want to book it. Be sure you go through Bruce to get to that group booking because we book together. Then you're part of the group. Okay.
And there is another group out there called Ocean to Ocean. If you say, is this Bruce? And they say no, Bruce is here, but he's not answering the phone. It's only Bruce. At ocean2oceantravel.com that we want you to contact, it's only Bruce. That's it. Yeah. There's no other people. Let me see. Here we go. Don't know where I am in there. Okay, here we go.
Okay, Sharon says, respect all wildlife. Oh, you got that right.
You got that right.
Paul says, never kissed a stingray, but kissed a couple of succubuses. Okay, I think you might have been having a nightmare, Paul. That was a nightmare, not a shore excursion. Captain Billy says, Paul, you should kiss a sea urchin next.
Okay, so here's a good point from Cruising for One.
I get nervous when the ship is not in sight.
But
hey,
talk about that. We have been on some shore excursions where the ship was in sight, but we were several hours away from the ship.
Several hours?
Yes. We've been on an island. We've been at the top of the island.
Oh, yeah. And the bus drive up took like an hour and 15 or 20 minutes or something. Yeah.
And
because
in Alaska,
the way the road goes like this to get there, you can still see the ship, but man, you are long.
And in Alaska, it's the same way. We took a shore excursion in Alaska for the summer dog sleds. We could clearly see this cruise ship from where we were, but we were about 4 hours away from the cruise ship.
About 4 hours, but we're a long way. So there are other dangerous things that you have to sign waivers for. Zip lines, I think they're pretty safe. but accidents can happen.
Yes. And
You know?
Shanster Travel says yes, she's seen that. It is
Yeah,
sad.
it was sad, very
We
sad.
did not bring that up. First of all, our hearts break for the families. There were, I mean, because even some of the guides lost their lives in
Yep.
that as well. We brought it up because you cannot know 100% that things are like they are in America. You just can't. Where is that at that we have where the hot water shoots up out of the ground?
Guys
here.
are over Yellowstone Park.
Yellowstone Park. Even at Yellowstone Park, being a visitor there, they don't let you up close. You know that you're not getting close to it at all.
Get scalded, yeah.
Yeah. So, we just want you to be aware that in other places, it's not like it is in America.
Bone Tired says Bet Carnival trip insurance don't cover that.
I bet it don't.
Oh, I don't know. I hope it does. I hope it does, because I was going to recommend make sure you get the insurance.
You do need travel insurance.
Get
that
the travel
is
insurance,
true.
at least the helicopter out of there.
And another thing I want to say, always check with the insurance you have where you're employed at, because many times that policy, you can buy an extra portion for travel insurance, especially if it's a company that is nationwide or worldwide.
International, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See Me Traveling says excursion. When swimming with whale sharks, Marcia got bumped by the whale shark as big as a compact car. She was not hurt, but it sure scared me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, we were, that's a great one, Kurt. We were scuba diving, and we were down about 60 feet, and a sea turtle came flying down and hit her in the tank so hard that if it hit her on the head, I believe it would have knocked her out.
Yeah, it would have knocked me out because I thought it was the tour guide bumping me on the tank or bumping into me or something. And it was a huge sea turtle. I mean, that sea turtle was bigger than me.
Yeah. And if it hit her head instead of the tank, it definitely would have knocked her mask and respirator out.
Mm-hmm.
But
I'm looking for, because Bone Tired Travels wants to know what's the name of that is. I'm looking for it right now. We'll let check.
Yeah, so let's talk about the wild animals out there. You know, we went to Gumbleeva Park and the monkeys were running all wild around and everything, and nobody gets hurt typically on this stuff. But you just need to be aware that sometimes people do stupid things and agitate a monkey, and then the monkey gets mad and pulls somebody's eyeball out or something. So
we've actually seen birds in an atrium peck people, and that can hurt.
Yeah, usually it's because the person did something stupid to agitate them, you know, tried to grab them or, you know, teased them with something that they shouldn't have, or they tried to grab their glasses and they slapped the monkey, and then the monkey, you know, got really wild. So just be safe when you're on these excursions. And just like I say again, I'm gonna say it again, if you have to sign a waiver, there's a little element of danger there. You're more or less safe, but be smart while you're in there. Don't do anything to make the animals mad.
And also, while I'm looking for this, the other thing I want to say is whenever you're on a ferry or a boat as part of the transportation, they always give you a safety briefing. Please stop talking to your neighbor and listen to the safety briefing. It is a safety briefing for your safety, because you don't know where the life jackets are on this ferry unless you listen to the safety briefing. And we don't want you to have to use them, but if it's necessary, at least you paid attention.
How about that? And you know, wear that insect repellent while you're out there. You don't think of insects being dangerous, but have you ever had malaria?
Jeez.
You know, so when you go into some of these places, if they recommend insect repellent, they're recommending it for a reason, because sometimes the mosquitoes can carry diseases that you really just don't want to get. Okay. So there are other little things that can be a little dangerous out there. One of them I wrote down was, where was it? I wrote it right down right there. The thing where you got the umbrella and you go up in the air, parasailing. I don't even see parasailing anymore. Do they still do that?
They do it on some places, yes.
Let me know if y'all seen parasailing lately, because I used to see it at different stops we went to. You could see them going up and down the coast. And I don't know if they've brought it back, if it was because of the sea thing they took it away, or what's going on there. But
okay, so the name of the video is The Volcano Rescue from
Wakari.
Wakari. I'll type it in the chat.
Rescue from Wakari. Yeah, Wakari means White Island in English. So, yeah, we don't want to scare people off excursions.
No, that's not the point.
I want to sign up to go see that volcano.
I would go
myself.
see it.
Yeah.
I sure would. You better believe it.
Yeah, it's a risk, but you want to take it. Oh, and then the waterfalls. We climbed the Jamaican waterfalls, y'all. And I could see. Well, I wouldn't climb it now. Not with one leg like this. I'd be too afraid my one foot would get stuck in a rock because I can't feel my foot, and I'd end up twisting this knee and really hurting myself really bad.
Yeah, right now there's a lot of excursions we would like to do, but it's not wise for us to do them. Right. And that's what you have to determine. Is it wise?
And depending on your level of physical activity, they can become more dangerous if you lack some mobility, if you lack flexibility. If you're going to fall and it's going to hurt you, yeah, there's some things you want to avoid. Used to, when you're young, you can fall and who cares, right?
So we wanted to catch up with some of the
Facebook
chats.
User says, when we were in the Bahamas, there was a shark attack. Not from us, but we still snorkel.
Yes.
That's the cruise nuts. Oh, cruise nuts. Yeah.
Cruise nuts are joining us from Facebook.
Shark are wild animals out there.
Yeah,
you don't know where they're going to be, what they're going to do.
And I think we watched somebody's video. We watched somebody coming up with whatever. Go ahead. Read the chats.
Okay. You was trying to say something. I'm trying to figure out what
I know, and I forgot what I was going to say.
Okay. Cruising for one says, I almost get nothing done at work the day before a vacation. Let me tell you, Jeffrey, it was so bad for me. They used to just go ahead and send me home. They go, hey, you're not going to be worth anything today. Why don't you just go ahead and go home? Sharon says, see me, just be thankful it wasn't a great white shark.
There you go.
That's one of the top predators in the ocean.
There you go.
Hit that thumbs up, y'all, from Destination Fun. Thank you for that, Destination Fun.
Here's a good tip from Fearless Rambler. Don't try to pet a buffalo in Yellowstone Park. And that's the other thing. Some of these animals look huge and slow. They're not. And when you come to Florida, do not feed an alligator.
Don't feed the alligators. Don't feed the alligators.
Because all you're doing is teaching them to come around human beings. And then we've had children bitten by alligator in Florida. We have pets eaten by alligators in Florida.
Yeah, people killed.
Yeah.
Hey, but also don't try to ride the buffalo at Yellowstone. Because I go out there, I see that thing, I'm like, I want to ride that thing.
Here's one.
Oh, the astute tourist says, one thing I don't like about some excursions is the drive to get there is long, and then it seems like we get rushed through to get everything done. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's going to get worse, and we're going to talk about that on another episode. Gypsy and Vanilla Gorilla, good advice, Fearless. I saw a sign once on a buffalo ranch that said, continued.
Here it is.
Don't climb this fence unless you can make it to the other side. It's 100 yards away. In 2.3 seconds, the buffalo can make it in 2.4. Laugh out loud.
You gotta love when they give you warning signs like that, right?
On Deck with CB says, we have only done resorts for a day outside of the cruise line. Everything else we do through the cruise line. Yeah, we stick with going through the cruise lines because a couple of times we didn't. It got scary. The astute tourist says, is Mr. Sancho's a good thing to book?
We know a lot of people that go to Mr. Sancho's.
A lot of people.
Cruise Nuts has been there many, many, many times.
That's right. Check out the Cruise Nuts channel.
A lot of people from the cruising vlog, the cruisers vlog they just took, did that as well. Yeah, we've personally never been there, but check out Cruise Nuts because they've been there many, many times. They have several videos out there about Mr. Sanchez.
Yeah, they're actually friends with them, so they probably have the best and most informative videos you'll look for.
Absolutely.
So, Cruise Nuts, the Cruise Nuts.
Yes, because they are personal friends of the owners.
On our page, you can find their link and go directly to them.
Actually, is it in the link of this video? Yes, it is.
It's
in the link in the description of this video, you will find their active link that will take you directly to their channel,
yes,
as
there.
well as the link that will take you directly to ocean-to-ocean-travel.com. Okay, here we go. Read the chat.
Fearless Rambler says, I got nervous downtown Seattle and Chicago. Oh, yeah. You know what? I don't think I'd go there if it was a short excursion.
My daughters took me out to California for my 50th birthday, and we wanted to go to a comedy show. So we went to a comedy show, and when the comedy show was over, we called the Uber guy. We took the trolley to the area where the comedy show was, and we walked about 4 or 5 blocks to the comedy show. When the comedy show was over and we called an Uber, that Uber driver told us, why did you come to this area for this comedy show? We were like, well, we're not from here. He said, this is a really bad area, ladies. You should not be here alone. And then we got to thinking, oh my goodness, thank God we got an Uber driver to take us back to our hotel. that was concerned about our well-being.
You don't know the areas you're at, even right here in America.
Even right
sometimes
here in
can be
America.
very dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
We got 2 minutes. So
Okay,
Ocean
we gotta
Ocean
get to the
says,
chat.
always have insurance.
Mm-hmm.
Always, 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 always have insurance. I'll repeat that again. Always have insurance.
Here we go.
Chancellor says, yes, travel insurance is best for traveling out of the country. Take extra caution when away from the
Yes.
U.S. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Great tip right there. See me traveling. Wow, that's scary.
Yes.
Indeed it is.
Mhm.
Huddle Adventure says, we have an annual travel insurance policy with Alliance.
Yes.
Travel insurance is not optional. I agree. You should have that
Mhm.
100%.
Mating season for the scuba tanks.
Mating season for scuba tanks. Thank you, John, for that.
Good morning to the mustard drill. And they are on the Miravira right now.
MSC Miravilla, yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, how about that? Hey, thanks for joining us.
There we
from
go.
that
We got to
ship.
get through the chats.
Oh, Cruising for One says, on insurance, be sure to check on pre-existing conditions and limits on medical
you go.
evacuations.
There you
Good
go.
tip right there,
Mhm.
too. Good tip.
Yes.
Ocean says, so true, George. That is why we hardly ever go to Seattle. I'm not going to Seattle. That's why we're going out of Vancouver on our cruise. See Me Traveling says, great show. Sea Lake Journeys. That's right. Follow us over to them here in just a minute. Captain Billy says, James, Mr. Sancho's is fun if you like to eat and drink by the beach or the pool. More fun with a group of people you
There
know.
you go.
Woo! And Antoinette at Fun says, good morning to y'all. Good morning, Antoinette. Chancellor says, Huddle Adventures. Yes, that is who I use for a yearly plan.
Mm-hmm.
So you can get those yearly plans through Alliance, or you can book it on each on your ship for your entire cruise. Sharon says, my brother was attacked once by a monkey and he had to visit hospital for a few days. Oh yeah, because infection can be ugly.
Ugly. Yes, because an animal bite can be infectious to you.
Chancellor says Mr. Sancho's is the best.
Yep. There you go.
Adventure with Time with Jim and Crystal says, oh no, my new fear, kamikaze turtles. Another squeaky. Kamikaze turtles. Huddle says, I like the fact that our annual policy covers all of our travel, including domestic.
Mhm.
How about that?
How about that?
That's a good thing. Chancellor says they had parasailing in Cozumel last month. Okay, great, because I have not seen it this year.
And this was that's on Netflix. It's called The Volcano. And here, the wine cellar. Good morning, wine cellar. Nice
Hey,
to
wine
have
cellar.
you with us.
They say hi, humans.
Okay, here we go.
Terry did parasailing in Virginia last October, and you can do it in Mr. Santos in Cancun.
Mhm.
Oh, how about that? Okay.
And here's a good point. If it's not wise, stay away.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good point. And that's why I don't get in the ocean, says Sharon.
Here we go.
Mike from Cruise Nuts was probably provoking the shark with his selfie stick. Oh, you know it. He had that 25-foot selfie stick poking that thing. Gypsy and Vanilla Gorilla say, hope everyone has a great week. If you get bored tonight, come by at 7 o'clock.
There you
We're
go.
starting a monthly first Monday of the month live.
Write that down.
Okay,
7 o'clock
yes.
tonight.
See you around the channel. Find the art and everything. So 7 o'clock tonight, Gypsy and Vanilla Gorilla, guys, let's go hang out with the Gypsy and the Vanilla Gorilla.
Okay, here we go.
TNT says 11 days away from our Navigator cruise.
Mhm.
Woo! Huddle says the alligators will see you later. Elisa's Adventures in Cruising. Gators look like they're not paying attention. Laugh
But
out
they
loud,
are.
but they see you.
Good morning, Keisha.
Keisha, good morning to you.
Let me see if I got anything else down here.
Okay.
Good morning to Alicia, Adventures in Cruising.
Good morning to
There we
you.
go.
Navigator trip in 11 days, 440 days from the Norwegian Breakaway Group Cruise.
That's right.
How about that?
Woo!
How about that? All right, y'all. Looks like
I think I've got
our time
everybody.
is
Oh, here
up.
we go.
Sharon says, Chet, have you and Robin ever seen orcas in the ocean?
We have.
Yes, we have.
In Alaska.
In Alaska, that's right.
We're going to see them again here in a little bit.
About
few
68 days.
Good morning to J&N Travels.
Good morning, Jane.
Okay, guys. So I think I got everybody.
Yep.
I want to thank you all for coming out this morning, and head on over to Kurt at CME Traveling. Until tomorrow, we'll see you around the channel.
See you around the channel.